Hello everyone and welcome back to the video series. This is number 4 and I would encourage all of you to watch 1 through 3 before you watch this one. Uh, so let's get right into it. Today we're going to be talking about how to purchase your stockpile. It's not simply buy everything in the auction house under a certain price if you want maximum efficiency. We're also going to be talking about how to reset markets and how to protect that market once you have reset it. So this is just a screenshot um, of IceCap, but you can replace this with anything. Again, I like using the elemental earth analogy. I've been using it since video 1. We can pretend these are all elemental earths, and these are actually pretty similar to the prices that you were able to get them for the first month or so. Um, every day, based on how the market's going, you basically need to pick a number that you're looking to buy around. You know, if I came here, I'd be looking to buy around, the 40 silver mark. I wouldn't want to be buying, down here. But anything above 40 silver, you think, okay, that's what I want to buy. So if you came here and you bought all these stacks that are less than 40 silver, you're going to make a mistake. What we want to do is we want to leave some stacks up so that the next person that posts is going to undercut. If we sit there and we buy out, all the way down here, you say, 47 silver, it's really not that much different than 40 silver. The problem is the next time somebody posts, they're going to be posting it for 64 silver. It's going to take you a long time before the price drops back down, and it's going to be at a level that you're comfortable buying at. So if I was here, what I would suggest doing, and I wanted to buy at 40 silver, I would buy this stack, and in each of these 3 here, I would leave one stack at 35, 36, and 37 silver. What that's going to do, it's going to make it look as if this is the going price. If multiple people are willing to post at that price, the majority of people will just undercut to sell quickly. They won't really bother looking at what the price is. So what that's going to do is it's going to cause people to post at 34 silver, 33 silver, 32 silver. And what we want to do is, this is a strategy for when we're babysitting the auction house. I really suggest that early on in the server. And to be honest, even right now with AQ launch, you're able to get pretty good deals, and there are large swings in most of the herb prices over the course of a day. Okay, so now let's look at a different scenario. Let's say that you're done playing for the day, you're logging out and going to bed for the night. What do we want to do? How is our strategy going to change? Well, we're going to still buy these 2 stacks here that I said earlier. And remember, we're looking to buy at 40 silver. That was our price target for the day. So we're going to buy all this. Well, what we're also going to do is we're going to buy this 44 silver, and we're going to buy the 47 silver. Even though it's more money than we want to spend, and again, you need to look at it proportionally. 47 silver is almost 20% higher than 40 silver. But what that's going to do is that's going to start the next person to undercut at 64 silver. So, early on in the server, very few people are going to be buying materials like elemental earth. So, if we're going to bed and let's say you're not going to be on for the next 8 to 10 hours, by the time you wake up, assuming that there's no buyers, which there really aren't, this price is going to come back down to a level that you're comfortable with. But what it's going to do is it's going to make it so that any competition that you have, they're going to sit there and they are going to be forced to pay a higher price than you. It may not seem like much, but 30 silver, if you're buying hundreds of them over the course of a day, that's going to be, 50, 60 gold. And to be honest, at the beginning of Classic, that's a fairly large investment. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to keep the materials out of your opponent's and competition's hand and making the price not so high that it's going to come back down to a level that you're comfortable with the next day. And with this too, there is general price inflation that is very prevalent at the beginning of Classic. Prices might go up 10% every day for, a month. That's just the normal course of Classic WoW. So if we're buying at 40 silver today, by the end of the week we might have to buy at 50 silver. So this is a moving target. You can't just say you're going to buy at 40 silver and expect to buy there for the next 3 months. You need to have a moving target while keeping at the lower end of the range. Okay, some people are going to be asking, why wouldn't I buy these two sets of stacks here? And that's going to force my competition to start paying 85 silver. The reason for that is twofold. Number one, this is a significantly higher price point than what we were paying and what we used to bump up the price here. Here we got almost a 55-60% jump in the price for a relatively small purchase and investment on our side. However, if we look at the total cost to us to increase the price to 85 silver due to the higher value and the higher stack count, it's not going to be worth it for us to push up the price that high for our competition. There's also a third reason, and that's if too many people see this as the top or the lowest price, and that's going to become the new normal price. And we're trying to avoid that. What we want is for the price to stay as low as possible while still being enough volume that we can purchase large quantities of it without increasing the price too high. Because in this point, we're trying to accumulate materials early on in the server. And to be honest, at any point in the server, this is applicable. But we're trying to accumulate, so we're not trying to run up the prices yet. Okay, so now let's talk about resetting markets. Let's say, it's Tuesday night, raid night for you. We have a lot of potions that are going to be moving. You come to the auction house and you're lucky enough to find, wow, there's no mongoose potions at all. Or let's say there's 20 and they're at the regular market value. Buy them all out, post them between 150 and 200% market value. I hate to say it, but on raid night, people are willing to pay double what it normally costs because they're late and they want to sit there and they want to parse. You think that all the parsers are, very well prepared beforehand. You would be amazed at the amount of people that are buying potions last second as Oni buffs are going out. Okay, so let's say that we've reset the market now. And Alchemist number 2, he's our competition. He comes by and he looks, holy smokes, look how expensive mongoose are. I want to get in that market. So what does he do? Well, he decides he wants to look for Plague Bloom. The only Plague Bloom available are these. He buys them all up. He enters your market. He undercuts you, and he brings it down to 125% market value. He makes all the profit. You took all the risks. You're going to tell me this is your experience every time you've tried this. The problem is you didn't control the supply of mongoose potions onto the auction house. What you want to do in this situation is you want to sit there and you want to clear the auction house of materials, like the base materials for whatever you're resetting, so that more cannot enter the market. The only ones that can come on are alchemists that have pre-made potions, and again, this like raiders, it's very few and far between. So if we sit there and we get rid of all the silver sage and all the plague bloom that's on the auction house, what happens? No one can now enter our market, or less people can enter our market. So it's going to protect our profits for, 2 hours, 3 hours, until significant supply comes back onto the market that, you'll be undercut. And what you should do is, if you can, babysit the auction house, keep buying up that plague bloom, especially if you're the only or one of the few people that has any sort of significant amount, is just keep selling. And for me, if I keep a giant supply of potions in my mailbox, I never cancel auctions. I just post more and more and more. And to be honest, people see it, they get discouraged, they realize how big of a fish you are, and they just leave your market. So I think that's going to be the end of this video. As you saw there, I had Plague Bloom and Silver Sage up for 1 silver. You may think I'm playing on a private server. I can assure you I'm not. We just had somebody join the world channel. But if we go who selleth this? Okay, we got one guy. Who Eastern Plague Lands? We got a couple people. So this is a live Blizzard server. And if you want to find out how I'm able to sit there and leave potions and materials on the auction house for 1 silver a piece, you'll have to catch me in video number 5. Alright, have a great one, guys.